Hey guys, it's Ultimate Armadale, and today let's talk about the best invocations to use to get 150 so that you can start getting those sweet juicy drops. I also like to give a shout out to Easy Girls at twitch.tv for telling me about these invocations that he's currently using, and I find these to be really good too for my own runs, and we'll actually see some clips later of me doing runs on these invocations. And thanks to Wife for XP for also helping me with tips. And of course the Discord for Tombs of Maxis. I learned a lot there, so shout out to all of you guys. At first, you want to turn that on because it's completely free. Just quit before the third death, right? Next, do Walk the Paths because all the paths are really relatively easy, and that's 45 points. This is the best one. They might nerf this, to be completely honest. Next, let's do the one about the food. What this means is you can still use brews, but you can't eat food. The only food is really the juicy locusts, so you don't really lose much. And this is 20 points, so very nice. Oh, also the ambrosia and the nectar from the helpful spirit are considered brews, so you can eat those. So you're good here. Next, let's look at the prayer. That's only 10% damage reduction. You should be fine. For the mini bosses, this is what I use. Only Zebak the Zebak ones are really easy, and then for the Kephri, I only have that done one, which really doesn't matter in solos. I haven't turned anything else yet because we're still practicing. And lastly, for the boss, we have that one, which is a really simple one. Alright, let's jump right in. Again, the first pass we want to do is Zebak. There's a very good reason for this. Zebak is very fast, at least for the pass. This pass here takes about a minute. And you can, if you want to be really good about it, you can avoid some damage. I just don't care. I just run through and I run back and just kill the little crocodile that spawns. And let me tell you about why Zebak is first. Because Zebak is all ranged. So you don't need to worry about magic or melee. That means you don't need overloads. And also, Zebak has some really weird special attacks that I talk more in detail about in my solo guide. And these, if you mess up, you just die. So if you die, you just reset because you've only wasted 2 to 3 minutes of your run. So if you get a good Zebak run, you can continue. If you get a bad Zebak run, just restart. Abandon the raid and restart. On to the boss fight. You want to BGS spec him, not Dragon Warhammer, guys. BGS spec. The reason being, he apparently has under 100 defense levels, which means the Dragon Warhammer's 30% is only a 30 damage reduction in his defense, whereas the BGS can hit up to 50s. So the main thing to worry about here is watching the attacks. These boulders prey ranged, and then the special attacks, of course. This is the water wave one, just like the Zebak Fight from DS2, and this is important. You still need to avoid the poison, but also look at the way that his attacks, because he might change. There we go, maged. The other one, the red warp, that's mage. And now here's the other special attack, the very annoying one. You gotta pull a water bottle into the right direction and then shoot the water bottle and then hide behind rocks. If you don't do this correctly, you will lose about 90 hit points and you either die or you just should restart. But this is a pretty clean run here, as you can see. I've cleared a lot of the ground. Yes, you can also use the water bottles to clear the ground because there's just too much acid, right? Sometimes you don't need to, like here we have a good spot. I'm just gonna hide here. But if I don't have anywhere to hide, don't stop DPS and just clear the ground of all the acid. And his water waves does a good job of that too, which is very interesting. Well, here we got another one. I took damage running into poison, but that's okay. I'm almost done with the fight. I could clear some poison and I hide again. So very simple boss, but if you make a mistake, very punishing. And I'd like to reiterate that point. Every mechanics in Tomb of Amascut is avoidable to a certain degree, but if you mess up, which happens to the best of us, it is very, very punishing. And if that happens, sometimes you have to look at the situation and just say, is this worth running or restarting? Because imagine, if you used up a lot of supply in one of the bosses, yes, you can proceed and get the helpful spirit to restore some of your stuff, but you might end up failing in the end. So keep that in mind. Here, he's enraged now. At the end, he just attacks faster. It's actually the easiest phase because there's no specials. Just pray. Easy. Let's go to the next boss now. I always do Zafari second because she is the freest boss. So remember, I don't do her first because she is free, as in she's easy. I do Zebak because if I mess up at Zebak, I'm gonna restart. But once I don't mess up at Zebak, let's do Safari. It's just a bunch of puzzles in the past, very, very easy. In this puzzle, you have to add the symbols up to the number given to you here. The symbols, the values are on the wall there. The only thing to keep in mind in this room is there are little ranged ads that come, and they will shoot me like that. And you can kill them with blowpipe. You can kill them with even blood barrage to heal. So you theoretically lose no hit points here. That's how I've been doing this room. If I lose a lot of hit points, I will just I'll just wait. I'll sit and I'll blood barrage for a long time and get my health back. This next puzzle is super easy. Step on the tiles until they all light up. This next room, you have pillars and you have to hit them in a specific order for them to all light up. If you mess up the order, falling rocks will come and hit you for 20 damage. If you do get hit by accident, just use blood barrage on the little minions to heal right back up. And use a fast weapon like blowpipe, but it doesn't matter because you can actually spam click. It only takes one tick to turn the rocks on and off. So as you can see, I can click really quickly once I figure out what the pattern is. Yep, you see that I did 3 obelisks in one tick. Next, this puzzle. You see where the lights light up and you have to remember the order and step on them in the order. If you mess up, you'll take about 8 damage. Don't underestimate this one. When you're being attacked by little minions, it's easy to make a mistake. See, I did it there. And when you run around, it's easy to step on the wrong tile. If you do, don't worry, just reopen the instruction menu and it'll show you a new pattern to do it. This last puzzle is the easiest one of them all. It's a matching puzzle, another children's game. You just have to remember what the icons are and match them. If both are the same, they light up like this. This is the W. Very, very simple. And at this point, if you are not 100% health, go back to the previous rooms and blood barrage the little minions. Get 100 health when you go to the Safari. Every little bit counts, trust me. For the Safari fight, I actually stopped bringing the Kephri Partisan. The Zebak Spear is more than enough. It's actually stronger DPS. If you have a Rapier, of course that is even better than the Spear. And obviously, the Automokan Fang, the drop from this Raids, is the best weapon here. So stop bringing the Kephri Partisan unless you have the Jewel of the Sun. Jewel of the Scarabs. If you have the Jewel of the Scarabs, you can do it. Okay, looks like we've already started the boss fight. First, let's look at what's happening. I've already attacked her a lot. This first phase is very easy. Just dodge her fireballs and keep poking at her. With Pydion preferably so you can speed up the fight. But that there is the dumb beetles done. Like his poop. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But it's a very non-threatening attack unless you get trapped between 2 dung rolls. The only thing to worry about here is make sure you don't trap yourself between the dungs. Once you break her first shield, she will lay down and now there's going to be a ranged ad, that giant beetle there, so just pray ranged. But don't attack it just yet because you need to be focusing on the swarms, these little black things. If they reach Safari, her shield gets stronger and stronger for the next phase. So kill the swarms ASAP with the blowpipe, especially blowpipe with the spec because it will always hit 100%, which means you will max hit here and heal for a lot. That's why I didn't BGS spec. I was saving the 100% attack energy for the swarms. After you deal with that first ranged scarab, and then you can go back to attacking her main body again. And here we broke her main body a second time. And now she's in phase 2. I want to point out a few things. First of all, do you see the dung placement? I've only had 3 dungs and I placed them all together. I should have placed them all together, but I split the room in half. Not the best, but not the worst, because as long as you can access the mage scarab, you're good. That's the mage one right there. And then there's also a melee scarab now. So just pray melee while you attack the mage one. If you don't kill the mage one fast enough, pray mage, because he will do about 50 to 60 damage. That's what the special attack was. I didn't understand this mechanics until recently when Wizzy, right, who you saw earlier was in the puzzle room. He helped me understand this, and that's why in my previous beginners video I was like, what is this 50 damage that I keep taking? Okay, well, I was not able to kill him, so this is a great example. He flew to the other side. See, the room splitting in 2 destroyed me. Now I have to range him and dodge flying scarabs, and I couldn't finish him. Pray mage, I only took 20 damage. That's how I survived. It was a close one, but we made it. And now back to the very easy phase, which is kill the meleeer, go back and poke the main boss. The rest of the fight is actually very easy. Is you just keep poking the boss. There are no more ads as far as I know for solos, so let's move on. Oh, the fight is over when her hit points is no longer blue but actually red and green like here. and it's over. You will get a full heal after every boss fight, so great. Now that we have 2 bosses, we have a helpful spirit. Again, you can refer to my earlier guide on a separate video about what items to buy, but I'm going to preface it here by saying I made a mistake. I actually did not realize I only have 2 doses of Super Restore left, but 4 brews. This will come to bite me in the future, you will see. Make sure you always have the salt in your bag, because that is overloads, and overloads are going to be really good to boost your stats so you can fight the monkey in the path room, and also Akkha, which uses all 3. So now let's go to the monkey. So for the monkey boss actually only uses melee, but the room before it, the pass, it has a bunch of smaller monkeys, and they have ranged, melee, and magic. So let's go to it. Again, the core mechanics were covered in my previous beginners video, so I'll briefly mention it. You must get a hammer and a potion. You must repair the pillars when you get a warning, and you must put the potion on top of the fumes, or drop it, pour on top of the fumes when you get an invocation. If you don't, you take about 30 damage. Now, it sounds easy, but when you're fighting a bunch of monkeys in Tribert style, it's easy to forget, and I forget quite a few times in this run. You'll see, I actually lose a lot of supplies here. That was my first mistake. Now, we haven't even talked about the big mistake of the Super Restores. It was here that I realized, oh no, I have no prayer potion. Well, let's dive into it anyways. This time I'm much more prepared. I now know to Tribert stuff to kill stuff faster, and also I brought Ancients to heal off the draw. So ideally I should use no supplies. That didn't happen, unfortunately. I don't have any Lunars, so I have no anti-poison. If I do get poisoned, I'm kind of screwed, so keep that in mind. First of all, the melee, the first few phases are always the same. It's going to be melee, and then range, and then mage, and then some special ones, and then only the last 3 are going to be different. So I have mage here. Next, I see fumes. Must fix that ASAP. And also, I pray ranged because range are coming, and then I switched my melee gear to poke them down. And then next, we know after this is going to be mage. So once these 2 are dead, pray mage, and then use blowpipe to blowpipe these guys down. This first 3 are easy. They all seem to get interesting because now we have the special balloons. Force wave will always have 1 shaman. Don't actually kill it. I panicked. I killed it because he brings Thralls, and Thralls don't do much damage, and you could blood barrage. Oh, fumes first. But don't kill him because you can blood barrage the Thralls and the meleeers. But at this point, I'm already starting to panic. 5th wave will always spawn 1 volatile monkey, which explodes on death or when you get melee range. I don't know why the fume didn't get fixed here. I think sometimes you have to go to a different fume. But anyways, I got exploded by fumes and the volatile monkey. Yikes. It was also at this point I started really panicking. And I missed important things. For example, coming right up, the pillars are going to light up. I don't think I fixed it. I did not. And I'm going to take massive damage for this. 5th wave will always have 1 cursed monkey. These ones leave a trail of venom. Do not step on them. You will get venom and you will lose all your supplies. Sometimes you don't step on them intentionally because they like, you drag yourself when you're running towards it. So let's take a look because the 6th wave is coming up right now. There it is, the cursed monkey. You see that trail of venom? Oh, and there's fumes. Did I get the fumes here? I did, I think. No, I didn't. Oh my god, I'm gonna get fumed. Yep, that's why this one started getting really scuffed. Massive damage incoming once again. Boom! I think I ambrosia here. Yeah, because I was gonna die. And then after the first 6 waves, which are always static, the last waves now have very different special ones that you cannot predict anymore. So refer to the table here. And let's just jump to the boss fight because the rest is just a repeat of fixing pillars, fumes, and avoiding venom and killing stuff. This is a very hectic week. I did want to show you towards the end. This is the last wave. I don't even remember how many waves. We can blood barrage. Watch. This is also the fastest way to kill them. I was already full HP, so I didn't get the best value out of it. But with that done now, oh, and I did forget to mention, I did eat one of the salts, the overloads, before this fight because this is Tribert, right? And you should have enough time of the overload to kill the big boss. So kind of rush it here. Don't let the first overload disappear if you can help it. For the boss fight, Baba, you actually want to BGS him. It does work here just like it works for Zebas. So here I'm switching up to ZBS, and now here's a special. I also have liquid adrenaline. Wow. What you do is you drink this first, and now my BGS spec is 25% instead of 450. So now I get to spec him 4 times. Watch. 1, 2 zeros. 2 zeros? No, not a 0. Wow. It actually hit. Holy moly. 4 zeros? Yeah, 3 zeros. Not bad. Again, refer to the beginner's guide for the more details. Dodge that, stand next to the big rocks, kill the ads, and dodge more boulders, kill more ads. Make sure ads don't kill the walls, because then now the walls will explode. Keep dodging, or not dodging, keep exploding those walls. Dodge the ground. Yeah, it's a bunch of dodging and boulders and stuff. And then one more special attack to show. But this boss is a repeat of these special attacks. You do get hit because there's a lot of stuff happening, but as you get more experience, you'll take less damage. I'm just waiting for that special attack, the one where he throws me down. Okay, here we go. I'm down. Now, use ACB here because it's one shot. I used to use blowpipe in my previous noob video, but actually use the ACB because it's max hit. So now look how easy it is. I don't need 2 shots from the blowpipe. I just need 1 ACB shot. It's super easy. And you just repeat this until you win. Yeah, let's move to the last one. We have Ankh. The first puzzle is the easiest puzzle in the whole raid. It's a light puzzle where you direct mirrors to shoot at the shield, and then you mine the center. It's super easy. You should take 0 damage from this, as long as you avoid the laser and avoid the black orbs. This is why we left this for last. Remember, we had the pass invocation active. That one makes it so that the more bosses you do, the harder the pass become. Well, this is the easiest pass, so we do this one last. I'm going to show you just one run. I mean, no, one map of this. I did do it twice because they nerfed it. It used to be that if you have 90 mining plus, I have a video on this, you can one-shot the center, so you only need to do this maze once. But they updated it, so now it's 2 shots. But essentially, you plan out your mirrors and you place the last mirrors first, and then you place the mirror on the laser last, like here. So I'm going to place this one right here and dodge the balls, direct the mirror. Yep, and now I'm ready to mine. Boom, ready to mine. So I get to mine this to about half HP, so 2 times. It's not too bad. Let's get to the boss fight now. So this boss is full Tribird. Make sure you eat a overload before you do it. Now, the thing about this boss is that it is very, very telegraphed. Everything that happens in a sequence, unless you change the invocation for it, which I didn't. So everything that's happening is happening for a reason, and I know what's happening. See, I switched to ranged really quick there because I know he's going to do that. I also switched my combat styles, and the idea is you DPS him until the shadows come out, then you kill the shadows one at a time in each of the 4 quadrants, and once you finish all the shadows, you can kill the boss. And there are special attacks that do this. You just have to memorize. I do cover this in very great detail in my beginner's guide, so do check that out. And yeah, see, the first quadrant is done, so now, but you have to damage him in the first quadrant. When his health goes down low enough in the first quadrant, then you can do the second shadow, etc. Why am I running around here? Because I was trying to kite him, take less damage. Some of the special attacks like that footstep, and also the if you light up black or white, it doesn't even matter in a solo because there's no teammates. Those attacks hurt the teammates. Yeah, this attack is really old, really fast. You just have to memorize it. If you do mess up, you're pretty much screwed up. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Remember earlier when I had only 2 super restore doses left? I've used those up. Now I have 3 brews with no super restores. And I don't have any overloads either. And I only have 2 ambrosias. This is a problem, and you'll see what happens towards the end of this run. Let's kind of jump towards it, because it's going to be a repeat of me killing quadrants, and then dodging his special attacks, and just switching. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at your upper left-hand corner. Do you see those red stats? Do you know what that means? That means I am understated in a Tribird situation, so nothing I do does any damage. I was able to make it to the very last phase, but I'm almost out of food completely. Now I do no damage. My melee hits are like hitting 10s, and I'm bad at dodging these white orbs. They do 20 damage when I miss. And at this point, I was like, oh my goodness, it's going wild. I do have Ambrosia, but I use it. I even use the other one very soon because 22 damage on the warps is very bad. Normally, I would 2-shot these guys. At 125 strength attack, you can 2-shot this wave. But now I'm not doing any damage, and I don't have a super restore. If I had 1 restore, I would win here. Just 1 restore, I would have won this fight. I lost. I didn't even notice I had 1 more brew left. It was in the corner. But if I had brewed, I would have survived maybe for a couple more seconds, but have fewer stats. So, wow, this run got ended by that. So It's been a hell of a week. This is today is actually only 4 days since release. In these 4 days, I have practiced the race so many times, failed and played so much. I've learned a lot from my friends, from the Discord. I have made guides when I was not raiding. I've only gotten like 3 hours of sleep every day actually, so I'm kind of pooped right now. Um, yeah, I'm gonna end this video here because there will be a part 2 for the final boss. Obviously, this run was pretty much perfect, except this very last part. If I had one restore, I actually would have finished the fight with 4 ambushes total. Two of the 2 full potions. I would have had 3 brews, and I would have another helpful spirit for more super restores and more ambrosia and more overloads. Like, this run was supposed to be successful. One mistake, literally one mistake. The fact I did not see the super restores killed it. Yikes. So again, check out my previous videos on what items to buy from the Helpful Spirit. Check out my easy for beginners solo guide, and then get ready. I'm gonna be making the Warden Fight guide as we speak for next week. I'm taking a small break because I'm just completely pooped. Right. So this is the end spiel again. You guys are not subscribed. I think this is pretty true for most YouTubers or creators. It's so surprising that, like, look at that, 98% of you didn't even subscribe to my videos. It would really help and motivate me to continue because I haven't talked about my, I guess, real life. I'll briefly mention it. I actually quit my job to try to do this full time. I really love this game. It gives me a lot of fun and joy and just relaxation when I play it. So I want to make this my full-time job, and your support will be greatly appreciated. I try to always create useful content that will help you, and I try to keep them short and concise. And I actually just really enjoy doing it, but I can't be doing this forever, right? So, if I have a family to feed, I think you heard earlier, I actually have a little baby, so this is like a venture for me as well, and so it's a very exciting one. I've never left the corporate world, and now I'm on my own, So yeah, please like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you on part 2. I'll definitely finish that for sure, and the other race related videos. This update has been awesome. All right, bye guys, peace out.